Certain Social Security beneficiaries will be receiving two payments next month in September, with the first of those payments coming in just a couple of days. So we're going to be going over that. Plus, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said the next logical step in impeaching the current president and Joe Biden is opening up an impeachment inquiry. That's also likely to happen next month in September as well. Now, Byron Donalds was recently interviewed, and he was sort of talking about the cases currently against Joe Biden and what they think is more than likely going on and what they could potentially lead to.
Well, look, Maria, it's good to be with you. What we've learned about the Biden family is very simple, that Joe Biden and his son set up a web of corruption around the vice presidency and around Joe Biden so they could shake down these companies that are overseas and shake down these foreign governments. It's really that simple. They set up 20 LLCs to do so. They set up a web of accounts to do this, to conceal the money from the American people and conceal the money from the IRS. Hunter Biden was getting on planes with his father, getting on Air Force Two. He wasn't flying Delta overseas. He was on Air Force Two. And every time Joe Biden went into a country, surprise, surprise, Hunter Biden was getting a deal with somebody in that country, somebody that he met with. Then we found out that Joe Biden actually has other emails that are aliases of Joe Biden, Robert L. Peters being one of them. So this is the way that Joe Biden was communicating through the back door, and we're trying to get those emails right now. We know through Devin Archer, Joe Biden actually was on the phone. He went to Cafe Milano. He met with the widow of the Moscow mayor. And so all this demonstrates that there was a massive pay-for-play scheme set up by Joe Biden, in my view. Hunter Biden's the bag man, but Joe Biden is the actual big guy. And that's what you have here. Compare that with what they're doing in federal court and in Georgia with Donald Trump, where they have all these weird conspiracy-laden theories to bring indictments. This is nuts. And what this judge in D.C. is doing is worse, because she actually is playing politics. To be honest with you, Maria, I've never seen a court move this fast to bring a trial. Only way I've seen it move this fast is if the defendant requests it. But that's not what's occurred here. She wants to interfere in this election, and she is using her courtroom to do it.
Yeah, and it's questionable, the fact that they all wanted March 4th, right? So, you know, the election interference judge says we want to have the trial begin on March 4th. Georgia, Fani Willis also wanted it to begin on March 4th, the day before the Super Tuesday. The White House is refusing to comment on whether or not Hunter Biden was selling access to then, Vice President Joe Biden, his father. And yet, you know, we have all of this evidence that you're talking about from the House Oversight Committee. Are you poised to vote yes for an impeachment inquiry? Because if all of this is true, I'm questioning why Joe Biden is still running the country if, in fact, he accepted a bribe.
Oh, no, I'm more than willing and ready to vote yes for an impeachment inquiry. This is exactly where the House should take these matters. We've done extensive work through the Oversight Committee with the help of our colleagues in Judiciary and in Ways and Means, Chairman Jordan and Chairman Smith. So we've done that work. Now is the time to pull it all together. And I'm serious about this, Maria. I think if there is one real charge, it's actually a RICO charge against Joe Biden. Because you cannot have a situation where the son is making money, the brother's making money, the family's getting checks delivered to them all over the place. Wire transfers are going here and there. There's no business model. Hunter Biden's not a registered foreign agent. He's violated FARA the same way they dragged Paul Manafort through the mud and threw Paul Manafort in jail because they tried to get Paul Manafort to flip on Donald Trump. That's what's been going on with the Biden family, and the Department of Justice has been covering up for this. The FBI did not do full investigations over this, and so it is incumbent for House Republicans to step up and get the job done for the American people.
I spoke with Kevin McCarthy on Sunday, and the Speaker of the House suggested to me that impeachment inquiry is coming this September. Here's what he said. Will you bring an impeachment inquiry against President Biden this September?
if you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry. And just so your viewers understand what that means, that provides Congress the apex of legal power to get all the information they need. Because remember what's laying out there right now. We have an attorney general that could have lied to the American public.
So we'll have to see how all that unfolds, but if that indeed does happen to be true, that Joe Biden was using his position, a very powerful position, in being the vice president of the United States, and he was using that position to take bribes and take bags of cash, and he indeed was the big guy who was getting all these cuts from these deals, and he actively was taking, a role in that with his son and Hunter Biden, then not only could that lead to impeachment, but obviously it could lead to indictments as well. Now, whether or not they would ever end up indicting him, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he also had classified documents. He was not charged with that. Donald Trump was charged with classified documents. You could say which side maybe handled them better, but we'll have to wait and see whether or not Biden does end up ever getting impeached, what this ends up leading to, and what they end up fighting out. But in some other news, of course, we have certain Social Security beneficiaries next month in September receiving not one, but actually two payments. We're going to be covering why. Now, the first payment is going to be coming on Friday, September 1st. These payments are going to be going to SSI beneficiaries. Now, normally SSI beneficiaries, just like everyone else, normally just receives one payment each and every month. For SSI beneficiaries, those payments usually come on the first of every month. Now, there are actually some exceptions to that though. So in the case that the first of the month falls on a weekend or a holiday, in that case, you would receive your payment just a little bit earlier. So again, September 1st falls on a Friday. That is not a weekend. It is not a holiday. So you'll receive that payment on the normal date. However, flipping ahead until the next month on October 1st actually happens to fall on a Sunday. So since October 1st falls on a Sunday, you'll instead be receiving your October payment on Friday, September 29th. So in that way, you're actually going to be receiving two payments next month in September. Again, the first one is going to be coming in just a couple of days on Friday, September 1st. And then the second one is also going to be on a Friday. This one is going to be Friday, September 29th. Now, the September 29th payment, again, it's just your October payment that's going to be coming a little bit earlier. And then you're not going to be receiving another payment all the way until the month of November. That's going to be on November 1st. And then in December, you're also once again going to be receiving two payments, just the same as last year. That's because January 1st is a holiday. So in that way, you're actually going to be receiving your payment a little bit earlier in December. And your second December payment is actually going to be a little bit higher, probably around 3% higher. That's because of the cost of living adjustment that's going to be taking place. And right now, most predictions are coming in right around 3%. So your second payment in December for SSI beneficiaries is going to be a little bit higher than your December 1st payment. But that's all the news that we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.